The battle began in full force, the heroes vastly outnumbered, and Harold in a precarious position early on. However, they managed to entrench themselves into the narrow entrance tunnel. However, again, daemons flew overhead, and unseen scouts flanked from behind. The heroes showed just how battle-hardened they had become, and fell foe after foe, until the sound of chanting and marching came from the back of the Erdefon camp, and entered the Chief of War.
So let's keep on the trend of mistakes. Some people consider certain things a mistake, and some consider them not. I'm sure Kem is loving this combat, not thinking it's a mistake at all. And maybe everyone agrees at this point that that's the case, but didn't originally. I wanted to point out a recent mistake that I discovered by accident, because the mistake is so believable that's what caused me to discover that it is a lie. And we're going back just a couple episodes when Duncan told us that the original composer of Golden Brown is Dave Brubeck and not the Stranglers. It turns out that's not true.
Lies.
The reason I discovered that was because we had some jazz on at work, and a Dave Brubeck song came on, and it actually reminded me of the Dave Brubeck version. And I thought, oh, this sounds an awful lot like thing. And I discovered this fact recently, and I was telling another music lover at work, and then I couldn't find the version of Golden Brown on Spotify. And I was like, well, why not? If this is a Dave Brubeck song, it surely should be there. Well, maybe it's actually called something else. So I started looking into that, and I still could not find it. And as I went down like a bit of a wiki and Google hole, I realized that what had happened was a YouTuber who was a big fan of Dave Brubeck and Dave Greenfield, the keyboard player of the Stranglers, did a mashup COVID project of jazz songs, of songs that weren't jazz, but did them in the Dave Brubeck style and released them over COVID, and had got like millions of views on that one song and the whole EP that he wrote, and it blew up. But you know, when you go to Google it, it just says that the video on YouTube just says Dave Brubeck Golden Brown, and it's just posted by someone else. And if you just look at it at a quick glance, it is so utterly convincing and it's so well done that's what caused me to find the mistake. And I thought, that is fascinating. So I told Duncan immediately. I was like, you lied to me.
If I may defend myself very quickly,
yeah,
I said that I enjoyed that version because I'm a pretentious douche, and nothing screams pretentious douche like being confidently wrong.
Yeah.
So who wrote the song?
The Stranglers. It's the Stranglers. So it is originally the Stranglers, and then this YouTuber dude turned it into a Dave Brubeck version of it, and it's really good.
Huh. It is really good.
Yeah. So I was wondering if there's anything that you've recently, or anything that stands out in your life where you without getting too dramatic about it, that was like convincingly misleading, and when you realize like, oh, that was actually pretty clever. Who'd have thunk?
Nauseous and nauseated.
That's a good one.
Nauseated is the feeling, and nauseous is the act of being nauseated.
Oh.
So I'm going to be nauseous. I am nauseated.
more or less.
English is hard. Ugh.
Yeah, to nauseate is to inflict nausea onto somebody else.
That's why.
Where's that condition on Pathfinder? Where is it?
Sickened.
Yeah, if you're nauseated, you're about to throw up. If you're nauseous, you feel like you're gonna throw up.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
One is a physical reaction. One is a more of a feeling, an emotion. I don't know. Okay, that reminds me of edible and eatable, where edible means it is delightful to eat. Eatable means we can consume it safely.
Interesting.
No, other way around. Sorry, edible means we consume it safely. Eatable means it's delightful. Yeah, sorry. This is a confusing intro banter.
Honestly, I don't even have one for this. I don't understand the question. I don't even know what's going on. Duncan's a liar.
Yeah, I am full of
Duncan is a
shit.
Weasley liar, man.
That's the whole point.
No, but I think the point Scott was like, is there something you've been like confidently wrong about? But it's like, oh, a lot of other people would probably be wrong about this as well.
I mean, nearly everything in my life.
Obviously.
Tinnitus is another one for me because I
Oh,
have
yeah?
it. It's actually pronounced tinnitus.
Oh, yeah.
Is this
See,
a
I
British
always-
aluminium bullshit? Like,
No, that's actually how it's pronounced,
Yeah?
according to Dr. Sidney McElroy of the American-based Sawbones podcast.
I don't give a shit what they say.
That's a good drop. I love it. That's why I've always assumed it was more of an American pronunciation versus a British one.
There is something like in my work, Murphy's Law gets invoked a lot, and people talk a lot about Murphy's Law. Like, what if something can possibly go wrong, it will. And they tend to point to that whenever something goes wrong. And it kind of bugs me, especially in our profession, which is about preventing things from going wrong. So it's
Right,
not necessarily something will go wrong. It's that you have to plan for every eventuality so something will not go wrong. You don't get to blame every little catastrophe on it.
Isn't it like a misquote? Like Murphy's Law isn't that what can go wrong will go wrong? Isn't it that what can happen will happen?
What gets passed around a lot is like if something can go wrong, it will go wrong, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just about planning for every eventuality. But it did get pinned on this one like guy named Murphy who was like,
Right.
things kept happening in his test flights or something. I can't remember the exact story around Murphy,
Sure.
but it's a lot of like people throwing up their hands whenever something like some little thing that was kind of preventable happens, and they'll throw up their hands and say Murphy's Law. And it's, I mean, it's not like that when you dropped your fucking tray of food on the floor, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely not Murphy's
I
Law.
know one that gets to Freeman that I use that I use incorrectly all the time. Divide and
What is it?
conquer.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah, I use it incorrectly all the time on purpose.
Really? Oh, doesn't ring a bell.
We divide our forces and conquer, which is the way I use it. But the actual
okay.
way to use it is to
you
divide the enemy forces and conquer.
Yeah. Okay, that does ring a bell. That's good.
I feel like most people use that wrong because a lot of people like I'm just picturing an office and then someone's just like they're having a team meeting and they're dividing the tasks and they're like divide and
Yeah.
conquer. But
Which is exactly the wrong way to use it. Wrong team to be divided.
so good.
You want to divide the enemies.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hey, maybe the tasks are what are being divided. Okay.
Speaking of doing the wrong divide and conquer, the start of this combat definitely appeared that way, and we can all assume that Cam and James are both thinking Occam's razor was the solution to this. Keep it simple, my friends. You had to form back up to try and take this on, and you did.
Oh, I thought Occam's razor where you got a really sharp sword.
That works too.
Okay.
That works too. Yeah.
Just an episode of Epithets. Buckle up, listeners.
I feel like Freeman basically stole my intro banter from last week and then did a worse segue than I did.
Definitely not true, because I had intro banter last week and you interjected with something similar. But
And
now
better.
Now the listeners will never know which
Shout out the
one's true.
Discord listeners. Whose intro banter about mistakes do you like better?
Who's the best person at segues at this podcast? I need to know.
Probably Duncan.
It's me.
Nobody.
No, James. James.
It's nobody.
James always pre-writes them though, so that's
Yeah,
Smart.
I do pre-write them.
That's cheating.
That's not cheating. It's smart.
Speaking of cheating,
I call it professionalism. You can call it whatever you want.
suddenly, in the midst of this combat where you are kicking ass, but the bloodlust of these warriors will not let up, the sound of war drums sounds in the background as a whole retinue of Erdefon start to march up from the back of the cavern, and you see some of them carrying war drums, and then as they get closer, they just throw them aside and grab the warhammer off their belt. And the chanting of all the warriors in the back and all around you, it's just, Chief of War, Chief of War. And like there seems to be this weird pause in the combat as this guy waltzes up with ridiculous confidence, just like hands raised, like he's a gladiator in the arena, just waltzing up, and he's just like, yeah. And you see him turn around like he's there's a whole audience, and strapped to his back is an emerald lens.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna need that.
And he's just like, hoo, 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 hoo. And he pulls the sword off his back, or off his end of its sheath, and just like raises it in the air. And he's like, this was foreseen by the blood vision. And you could see these warriors start to part a little bit to like give you a better view. And it's all very disorienting for a sec, and he just like after he does this little speech, he just points at Lump, or like all of you. He says, the blood visions, it spoke of this battle. And it spoke of my death.
What are they speaking?
And what language is he speaking? He is speaking Sackfroth. No, Aklo.
Okay, Lump understands.
So does Nick.
So does Harold.
Okay,
We all do.
Rough? Okay, nice. I picked good.
I mean, you can see it. It's just Aklo and Taldane that are common between all four of us. In
is
the
it?
party sheet, it
Oh
shows
yeah, I
you
always
the
forget to pull out the
languages.
party sheet. Yeah. Just hit P on the keyboard, Freeman. It's not a big deal. It's just like, the blood vision spoke of this, and they said I would die at your hands.
Believe it.
Would you put prophecy to the test here and now? Because I and my kind would raise the world with Belcora, and we will see the destruction of all life like the goal that is our progenitors of the apocalypse. Come to me and fulfill the promise of blood.
So just real quick, so I understand, like, is everybody just like kind of put their weapons to the side right now? Is
They're just kind of like seething with like this moment, like weapons up, ready, like they're ready to strike at any moment, but something about this moment has stopped them because there's this fervor of like this religious fervor among them with the suddenly the appearance of the war chieftain.
can I roll like warfare lore or something? Just like, is this like a challenge to a duel, or is this like combat about to pick back off again in just a second?
Yeah, roll me a warfare lore. Yeah.
All right. That's a 26.
I would say you feel like you could issue us a one-on-one combat challenge if you want, but this guy would happily just like have his whole horde go against you as well.
Oh my
you could-
God.
Yeah. You have an option here because he's kind of you're at the front. He's kind of talking at you, Lump, but he doesn't seem to be indicating just you, like the lot of you. The whole fact any of you here at all was foreseen to him. So maybe it's 1-on-1. Maybe it's 1-on-4.
Lens on lens.
Yeah.
Lens on lens.
Ruff would take that challenge for sure.
There's just so the listeners at home have a general idea of what's been going on. There have been at least 22 enemies in this fucking cave. Like, we just had another 8 walk up. The fuck?
That you can see.
Yeah.
That you can see.
I mean, Lump doesn't really want anybody to go out there and fight one-on-one. It feels like a mistake.
You could absolutely still run and be like, fuck that. Like, we'll come back for him later. You're in that position to like probably see it out.
Yeah. I think Lump in common is just going to say, we need to start falling back. I have a few tricks up my sleeve, but we need to beat it out of here.
Are we running away completely or just falling back and continue the fight?
We'll see where we go. If we can clear out this hallway, then I'm down to reassess. But at the moment, this is getting dicier. Lump will just enact low. Is your prophecy for today or for the near future? Because we would like to meet you on the field of battle, but not at this moment.
He starts to like laugh a little bit, and like this sort of fervor of everyone's like, and they see him laughing. They're like, they're like half laughing as a result, following the lead of this war chief. And he's like, the prophecy does not pick a time. It shows itself at the most opportune. Face me.
Lump kind of wants to just say, like, you know, pick three of your friends. I'll pick 3 of my friends, and like, let's see what happens. Because I like those odds. I don't like having to fight all of these people at the same time. But a 4-on-4, like, Lump likes those odds.
I would be open to doing a one-on-one combat with Ruff for this.
Bitch.
I just worry about what everybody else is gonna do when they lose, even if we do win a fair fight.
I mean, like, if we win the fair fight, like, we could just be like, hey, put all your homies back there in the cave and don't come out until it's over. And if they, you know, don't abide by that, then we cheese it. But I mean, I think that I like our odds of a 4-on-4, but this is feeling like too long of a in between. So I'm ready just to get back into this fight and beat a slow retreat out of here and see what happens.
I'm down for whatever. I would love to see Ruff one-on-one fight with this bitch.
That's Scott.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Scott talking.
Some big Yoda versus Dooku vibes.
Maybe have a moment to choose our champion for a 1-on-1, a duel of honor, of blood and death.
Choose.
All right. Lump is gonna go ahead.
I didn't think we were going 1-on-1. Okay, here we go.
Yep. Ruff still has heroism, so Lump is gonna go ahead and just pump a 2-action heal into him before he walks out there. And then as he passes, also touch him with light so that he glows, shining in the darkness against this threat.
I do have light already. On,
okay.
The compass.
And also, I want to hear Ruff accept the challenge in character.
But here, go ahead.
I want to hear the
and-
Shika. Now, let me just toss out this. I know James is ready for a 1-on-1. It doesn't seem sensible for Ruff to do this as the Shika. Is this? Do you feel this is in line with the Shika's goal to do a 1-on-1 risky fight?
No, I don't. What I do feel like this is in line with is Ruff the character, bringing back some of that youthful vigor. I've been trying to bring back more of Raphael, and he was always a cocky fuck in those 3 or 4 episodes that I got to play him. So I think this may be true to Ruff, but not necessarily true to the Shika. But the Shika knows that we need that lens, I would imagine. So it does line up, just not as well as anybody would like, but also opportunity is here. You know, one life for a life. You know, Ruff's already dead. So
Yeah,
This is crazy.
this is crazy.
I'm trying to decide if Freeman was trying to talk you out of it because he doesn't want Ruff to die, or I don't know. What the fuck?
well, my spell strike's recharged. I'm out of 5th level spells, but I don't know. I'm feeling okay about this. I've still got one round of the immunities, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My concern is audio. It's not going to be a very fun episode for the rest of you guys if I just do a one-on-one fight. With
Oh, it'll be fun.
guy.
I'm so here for this. If this is going down,
I think it's going to be as fun as the non-combatants make it, and I think they're ready. All right.
I'm guessing there's no time to buff here, but
I mean, in my heart, like, I thought they were gonna send Nick out in large, just like, here you go. Boom.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
mean,
good
he'd
option.
do it, but yeah, I mean, he's ready to go.
Who's got the better speech ready?
Yeah.
Ruff is healed. I have a backup character prepared.
That's a point that I don't.
Okay, so Lump says, can we have a moment to choose our warrior? Choose. Do you even discuss it, or does Ruff just like march in and be like, "Heal me, go"? You know, like, I got this.
I don't even know if there are words exchanged. I think it might just be nods all around.
I had to resist
Okay.
just doing a 3-action channel. Just, I'm healing everyone. It's okay. Oh, sorry, your friends are all dead.
Yeah.
Save it, because I don't think Freeman's going to take us out of combat order. I think you may be able to aid me from outside the circle with thievery checks. We've done stuff
no,
like that in the past.
We're gonna reset a bit here for sure. It's gone on too long, and there's a whole bunch of people not in the combat tracker at this point. I think it's paused long enough that I'm gonna end the encounter, and we're gonna reset a bit.
level up.
I'm gonna put everyone back into the encounter, but we are only going to roll for our 2 combatants.
God, that list was starting to dwindle, and now it's so big again.
Oh, it is so big again. Yeah. It is a very big list.
So for the listeners at this point, the hall is still filled, the narrow hall, with Lump, Nick, myself, a bunch of Erdefon. We've got those 2 daemons flanking from the one's dead. One daemon flanking from the outside, and then coming from the south, all these other warriors and their chief. And Ruff has just stalked his way into the middle of the open room because all the combat had gone north of that. And he is there by himself. The tiny Shuni.
The tiny Shuni. All right. And the war chief steps up, getting about 15 feet or so, 10 feet distance from Ruff. And just like holding onto that sword, getting into like a really solid stance.
Ruff's blade is pointed down into the dirt, his faith tattoo just pulsing as he himself glows with light.
Yes.
Chieftain says, "Would you like a little extra help from your friends before we start?" Offering you the option for a buff spell.
There's nothing left to cast.
Yeah, I have all the buff spells.
You can cast one on yourself.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, thank you. Ruff says as he spends 2 actions to cast enlarge on himself.
Life is more fun in the buff, baby.
Amazing. And Ruff goes from small to large, and you can see the chieftain just like eyes wide, this big smile on his face, as in the back, this really gnarly looking Erdefon covered in scars of self-mutilation steps out and just casts a spell on the chieftain, casts haste on him. Roll for initiative.
26.
Okay.
The
I'm gonna
artwork for that
find
mage is crazy.
The artwork on that blood mage is awesome. Okay. Kerfell, with his 2-handed sword, steps in towards you, Ruff. This massive Ruff on the battlefield.
I'll take my attack of opportunity.
Yeah,
It's a
baby.
step. You will not.
Oh, step.
And this guy will frenzied attack, just like his Erdefon warriors. Swinging in for a 33 to hit. You take 28 slashing, and he follows it up with a sick Jaws attack for a 28 to hit.
Hit.
With enlarged, that hits 22 piercing. Bloodlust. Your turn.
Okay. If he has an AOO, he can take it as Ruff does a Ray of Frost spell strike.
Yep, AOO coming in. Roka sword, 38.
38's a hit.
Not a crit.
I'm immune to crits.
Yeah, baby.
That was forever ago.
Oh,
That is
baby.
wicked debatable, my friends.
Okay, well then we need to go back and redo a bunch of that damage then.
Oh, did you? Because you minus 10 off it all?
Yep.
Yeah, because you had 6 seconds left on that. Well past that.
All right, Ruff is gonna die here then. I would not have taken this fight had I known that was gonna go off. But okay, here we go. I specifically mentioned it before I accepted, but we can.
Oh, I
rewind the
did
tape
not
later.
catch that. No.
Yeah, I absolutely did.
No.
Well, are we doing this, or is that a big enough misunderstanding that we're not going to do it?
I don't think I have a choice. That's a crit. I mean, I'm going down right here with this hit, so it doesn't even matter.
I mean, this is never a good idea. I don't know why anyone thought this was a good idea, even if you had the 10. 62 points of damage.
Yeah, that's rough. He's dead.
Ba-bam!
Is he?
Down. Dying 2.
Well, let's 1 second. Yeah, dying 2.
He's so small.
He's so small now. He's just a little guy.
Does the enlarge come off because it's I guess it automatically did that, did it?
No, I
Or did you take it off?
But
Okay.
it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's got the concentrate trait.
Concentrate does not matter. Concentrate doesn't matter. It's only sustain that would matter. Concentrate just means that you can't cast it while you're like raging or other reasons.
Okay.
I think you're still enlarged.
Yep.
So this guy just comes up, just bam, bite, and you go to cast a spell and just boom, hits you so fucking hard. Ruff just crumples around this big smash. And all the Erdefon are like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And the chills must be running over all of you. But he just turns and he's just like, the prophecy fulfilled. Who's next?
Lump would like to enter the initiative with a 3-action channel.
Yeah, baby.
I'll allow it because it's too good. I'm rolling initiative for you. Channel, my friend. Channel.
All right. 30-foot emanation gets mega rough.
This guy is just full of hubris, as you can tell. Like, could he end this now? He could, but he didn't.
Holy shit, that was an awful roll. For 21 points of healing.
It really sucked
Okay.
not that roll, but Ruff going down like that really sucked the air out of this place here.
All right, real quick. Fortitude for the one on the left. Just before
Yep,
we get distracted.
Fortitude, 22.
There's a fail.
Okay. Let me just... And next one, 25.
Meet the beat.
Okay. Next one, 22.
Fail.
Failure. Go to the north of you. 22. That's a failure. That one dies, I think. Yeah, let me get a fortitude from Lump and Nick.
30.
You're good. Nick?
29.
Yeah, you're good. 22 for the guy below you. That's a fail. Oh god, this is where the audio is bad. 35.
That's a critical success.
Okay. 26. I think it's a success. And let's go for this guy. Fortitude. 20.
That's a fail.
Fail. And then this guy. 17.
Fail.
And then last one. 27.
Success. And I think this demon in the back gets healed.
Yeah, looks like it.
Annoying.
Heal. Okay, and everyone else got their 21 healing. Okay, and this big booming.
Just Lump, just like almost a little bit deflated by watching Lump just get crumpled like that. Just still
Rough?
like charges. I'm sorry.
You said Lump getting crumpled.
Oh yeah, Rough getting crumpled like that just lets out a channel, the last one of the day, and it just doesn't have the same confidence behind it that the other ones did. But that is a turn.
Okay.
Harold is going to hop into the combat initiative if possible.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let you all just surprise your way through this because they all expect you to just, commit to the terms, and Lump just was like, "Fuck that."
Lump don't play fair.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Harold with the amulet in hand. Sorry, not the amulet. The mirror in hand creates another version of himself to flank the daemon, which actually is the creature who he's exploiting the vulnerability of. Or unless can I not do that because it was last combat?
No, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We'll keep it going.
So creates flanking with himself and is just gonna fucking try to take this creature out start taking the creature out because he is worried about retreat here.
Yeah. Okay. Probably a good call.
So strikes out for a 32 to hit. Flanking.
32 is definitely going to hit. Let me double check. It's a crit, actually.
Yeah,
flanking.
baby. I was hoping so. So that is going to be 28 points of slashing damage plus the 10 for Holy.
38 and a 2d6 bleed for the crit.
Yep.
Wicked
Okay.
hits. That's 2 actions.
2 actions, and I think just one more swing trying to fucking really go to town here. That's not so good. Only a 19. Miss.
Yeah, not going to do it. Okay. Nick, want to jump in?
Heck yeah. Seeing time to act, if ever there was one. He will look over wistfully at the Erdefon champion, Kerfell, his name is? Yeah, for being, wishing he could run out there foolhardily and start swinging, but probably wants to secure an exit. So we'll start with a stab to the north at the, what's that guy called? Death Scout?
Yep, Death Scout up there, yep.
That'll be a 31.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. So 19, 17 piercing. And then we'll turn for an advantageous assault to the one that is... I guess all that stuff would have fallen off, All the...
Yeah, they would have had a chance to stand up and everything, I think.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Yeah.
So to the east, the normal
The warrior.
warrior for a 37 to hit.
Yeah, that's a crit.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it would be a 32.
Doesn't matter,
'cause
it's
I
a crit.
didn't- yeah, okay. 38.
Okay, yep, so that's going to be dead. Roll me a fortitude real quick.
Ooh, nat 1. I'm going to take a hero point. 38.
Okay, you're good. Critical success. Okay, that's
Okay.
that creature gone.
Third action, gonna take a stab at that other warrior that's 10 feet to the east.
Okay,
23.
that hits.
Hell yeah. 19 damage.
Dead.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, Death Scout hit hard, and then 2 warriors down, necrotic decay all over the place. That's your turn?
Yes.
Okay, I'm rolling all the NPCs now. And we're going to go to the top of round 2. It's Nick's turn. Oh my god. Let him just be a warrior. It's going to be great.
Oh wow, it rolled really good. Okay. So first will be who's gonna turn his attention back to that Death Scout for a 35 to hit.
That crits.
Ooh.
42 damage.
Hell yeah.
Immobilized, clumsy.
No,
Oh, dead.
dead. Roll me a fortitude.
29.
You're good.
Shit. I guess why move when you can stab the lasher to the south for a 24?
That's a hit. Yep.
Nice.
Honestly, that should be Nick's tagline. Why move when you can stab?
Well, you moved so good.
He does move so good though.
I know, but he stabs even better.
Not dead, but good hit.
Okay, so map minus 10, a 26.
Oh shit.
Yep, that hits.
Further 18,
Okay, dead. Roll me a fortitude, Nick and Lump.
35.
35.
Oh, yeah, damn. Okay, you're good.
Okay, hallway clear.
Absolute destruction from Nick as he just wheels his
nutty.
spear around in a giant circle.
Yeah, it's
Just
just like
destroys everybody.
swinging. You don't even see much but a blur and like a red mist coming out of it. Or
Yeah.
I guess a blackish, bluish mist coming out of these. things.
Flash could never.
Flash could never.
Yeah, but it
Holy
dance.
shit. All right, Ruff, you went down hard and then suddenly woke up again from the healing. You know that something's interjected here. I don't know how much Ruff approves of that, but maybe knows to take advantage of it. What do you do?
So first action is to grab his sword. Then he'll stand.
Okay.
And then first action he will... Yeah, so he'll dimensional assault
Okay.
and strike out at the one that's almost dead there.
Okay.
29 to hit.
The crit, yep. Strive to kill.
It just this giant just kips up, bamps over to it, strikes it out.
I love the huge size category kip up. Ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
Kaboom. Okay, dead. Lump and Ruff roll me fortitudes as
28.
28. You're good.
18.
It's like about-
That's a regular success.
Resolve. Nope. That's
So you take 5 damage.
5 void or 5 regular?
5 void. Yeah, 5 void.
Okay, so 4 void.
Nice, nice.
And then he'll spend 2 actions to cast Acid Arrow on the
Wait.
big chief boy.
Oh no, that's too many actions, buddy. That was grab a sword, get up,
Dimensional
and
Assault's only 1 action. Oh, right, picking up the sword.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's all 3.
No, it's only 2.
Stand.
Kip up is a free action.
Oh, you've got free action kip up. That's
Yeah.
even crazier with the huge size category.
Yeah.
It's way too fast. Okay.
So he'll just strike out at the lasher over here then.
Okay.
It's 33 to hit.
Yeah, that is a crit.
42 points slashing.
Okay, Lump, roll me another fortitude save.
Sorry, Lump.
34.
mean to make them explode.
It's okay, Ruff. We're getting out of here. Start heading back when you can.
Fuck, you've critically succeeded most of those. It's amazing. Okay. Next up is War Chieftain, who's just like, no honor, because death. And he's just like, just sits so pumped up. And he is, he's
Not much of a talker, is he?
For the record,
Yeah.
when Ruff got his help back, his Deathless Breastplate activated and reduced his wounded 1 to wounded 0. So that was his reaction for that round. Yeah.
nice. Okay, cool. Very cool. Kerfell. He's gonna, sorry, Ruff, he's gonna come swinging for you.
Kerfel's all jacked up on pre-workout right now.
He's all jacked up a pre-workout. He's gonna run on up, and he's hasted. I already forgot. Frenzied attack.
Is he melee, like moving within 5 feet?
Yeah, he just had to
definitely
step
had
to
move.
get to you.
Yeah.
That's a 29 for my reactive strike.
He stepped.
God
he just had
damn
to
it.
step because you're huge.
How
you're
did
huge,
he
dude?
have to step?
Because you only moved
I had to
15.
teleport.
Yeah, I know, but you're huge.
He was here.
All right. All right.
Let me just double check. Control Z. Yeah, no, it was a step. Sorry, Budskis. That's a 39 to strike.
It's crit.
Oh my god.
52 points of damage.
Now I'm wounded.
And he
Oh,
will
and die.
follow up on the same
Yep.
round with a 33 to hit with the jaws.
Yep, crit.
Wait, so you went down to a crit, that's dying 2, and then you got
Yeah,
crit
Ruff's
again?
dead.
No, you're not, bud. Lump lets out a scream, and
Oh, no.
the breath of life comes out. Get on back up one more time, little Shoonie man. 23 points of healing.
To trigger
Not
the living
today.
creature would die. Oh my god.
Yo.
Hell yeah.
Boom, boom. That's insane. God. I love it so
How
much.
many times must I die?
And
So
Kerfel's
sick.
going to swing again at a Mat minus 10. Mat minus 10, 33 to hit.
Not a crit.
Oh no, it's not a crit. 24.
Okay, hit. 25 points of damage.
Yep, I'm dying 1.
Okay. Question. Just
Doing 2 from the wounded. Yep.
for those of us who thought that was cool but don't know what just happened there. What just happened there? With Lump?
Sorry, Lump just cast Breath of Life.
Is it a
A
reaction?
living creature, it's a reaction. A living creature within range, 60 feet, would die. Your blessing revives them at the moment of its death. You prevent the target from dying and restore 5d8 hit points to the target.
That's
Which gave Ruff
fucking
23 hit
so
points.
sick.
Yep.
And then this guy came in hot with a 25 damage down again. So from the wounded condition, goes to dying 2 on a regular hit. But that is the end of the War Chief's turn.
Hero point to Lump.
You know what? Fuck it. Why not? Because
All right. Cool.
what a clutch preparation.
That shit was crazy.
Wild.
Absolutely wild. And I'll go ahead and give Ruff a retroactive one now for just standing up against this thing very foolhardily. Next up is a lasher in the back who is going to start running up. It's gonna run up and around Ruff. It's not focusing on the big target because that is the Chief's target. Gets up close to Lump, but that's all its actions. Next up is a the Blood Mage. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Who is going to step up and over Ruff's body, targeting Lump. The first in sight is going to cast a spell. Basically, yeah, roll me a fortitude save. Let's see what happens for fortitude save first.
All right. 31.
That is a regular success. And streams of your own blood start to... oh, I hit the wrong button there. Streams of your blood start to erupt from your mouth and nostrils and ears and any facial opening you can think of. And you are going to take... Yeah. I rolled terribly. You're going to take fucking 5 damage. 5 void damage.
Okay.
And nosebleeds always look worse than they are.
Yeah.
And then but that blood flows into this creature's mouth. It just like flows over the whole battlefield, over Ruff, this big stream. You're like, "Bleh, what the fuck?" And it just comes over to this creature and causes it to be quickened on the spot.
How do you think Consecrate Flesh interacts with this Freeman? It doesn't, by the rules.
It
does
probably
not by the
doesn't,
rules.
yeah.
No.
I
It's
love the
tragically.
idea, though. If it was Consecrate Blood, we can have a conversation. So basically, I choose to either get hit points equal to half of the damage, blah, 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 or become quickened blood, or I can forgo those. I'll forgo those because they don't need to gain temporary hit points. I will become quickened for 1 minute.
Nice.
And then this creature will start like running out wide on the battlefield. Next up is one of the Death Scouts that was originally there, who's looking in rough shape, who will go ahead and run around trying to get into a flanking position with Lump. Will actually trigger from Nick, though, in his haste,
Yeah, okay.
if you want to.
Sure. 31 to hit.
That hits.
14 damage.
Okay, 14 damage. And now this creature is going to strike out with its blade on Lump for a 34 to hit, flanking.
That'll hit.
Okay, 5 damage.
Shield block. No, I don't have my shield up. Just kidding.
Hold on. It's actually going to be another 6 on top of that, so 11.
Okay.
And then it's going to try and wicked bite you. Roll me a fortitude.
31.
31, you are good. Okay,
How many times did it hit me? Or touch me?
once.
Okay. Take 30 points of spirit damage.
3 damage. Also 1 bleed. Rolling a recovery check. I'm going to go ahead and roll a retroactive recovery check as well. Okay, it would have succeeded it earlier. All that, that's 1 damage to come through, but during that sort of middle parts, it would have recovered from its bleeding. Next up is one of the tormentors in the back, who is going to also just like spread itself out, and it's going to go ahead and launch out a Stoke the Fervent, which is going to reactivate all of the fervor for all of these creatures, including the new ones, including Kerfell.
Lower that AC. We don't give a shit.
Everyone is also getting a +1 damage to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saving throws across the board.
So it's better than a bard.
It's quite the trade-off, yep. And next up is going to be one on the back, who is going to run up, and I guess can I run over Ruff's body? Maybe not.
terrain.
I'll just go to here. Yeah, difficult terrain. The desk out in the back that's near Harold is going to try and strike out. A little fervent on that one as well. Natural 20 on Harold.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, buddy. You're looking at, let's see here. 17 damage plus another 16 on top of that for the sneak attack. Oh, no, it's not sneak attack. No sneak attack. Sorry. 17 damage.
Okay.
Gonna go for a wicked bite. Give me a fortitude.
No, I will not, because that herald disappears.
Okay. Bastards. Okay, which one is in the chat here? It's the northern one. So
Yeah.
delete that guy. No problem. Okay, you suddenly disappear as it strikes out, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. And it's going to run around and spend its next 2 actions trying to get in a flanking position to harry you some more. Next up is a tormentor in the back who is going to run up near Kerfell and then cast, let's see, let's go for, what's my range here? Oh, I don't have enough range. Okay, yeah, no, it's gonna run over Ruff's body and get up to Lump. And Lump, you're up. This is insane.
It is definitely escalated. Let's see. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna retreat. But I'm trying to figure out if I'm taking Ruff with me, because I have something that buys us a lot, or at least some time, maybe not a lot, but it will definitely slow them down. Alright, fuck. It sucks. Gonna have to leave Ruff, I think, if we want to get out of here.
You should.
No, I know I should. I'm just seeing if there's anything that I can...
I'll feel real bad if the show ends because I made a poor decision when I've got a really bad fever.
You're good.
True. Listeners, James is not in a good place right now.
Yeah, not feeling well.
Neither's Ruff. Yep, fuck it. Well,
It sounds like you have 2 separate plans.
I only have one plan. I'm just seeing if there's
Okay.
anything else. Yeah, there's only one plan. The one plan was just battle medicine Ruff, battle medicine myself, keep swinging. But Kerfell is just a menace, and so that's just not plausible.
Absolute beast, yeah.
It just got worse. So we're going to move 15 feet to the northeast, and then Lump just slaps their hands together, and just a river of flesh bursts out from their arms, forming a wall right here.
Whoa.
Oh no!
Oh, flesh wall.
No way!
Fleshy wall.
Fleshy wall. Yep. And it is going to be, which one did I want it to be? Because I have some options here. We'll do arms. So the wall is a mass of grasping arms. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the wall must attempt a reflex save, otherwise become grabbed or restrained if they critically fail. Yeah, that's I don't think that goes off right away, or does it?
Ends its turn.
Yeah, but usually like when there's an effect that goes before, like, and then it's end your turn. I don't know. I'll leave it up to GM.
Okay. Usually that's the case. Yeah, in most cases, as far as I know, we've never really dealt with a wall spell other than that Wall of Force.
Okay.
If you wish the wall to... When you cast a spell, choose one of the following features for your wall, and then arms the any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the wall. Oh, it doesn't seem to say that it goes off immediately. Usually it specifies the moment you cast a spell, or including the when you cast a spell.
All right. Well, that's my turn.
Okay. All right. That leaves all of these tormentors in the background, and a whole bunch of other dudes. I want to expedite this a bit, but basically, what's going to happen is this wall of flesh forms, cutting off the retreat. You can see this. You've got one Death Scout there, who's like shocked by what just happened. Turns around, is like, "The fuck." Nick, why don't you just go ahead and roll me an attack roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna pin him to the wall.
Yeah.
29.
Damage. Let's call it. Yeah, damage. I was gonna say call it flanking by this wall. It probably.
Okay, 20.
Yeah, that's gonna be enough. You kill this thing. It's like, what the fuck? Blah! Skewered. Lump, you just hightail it, run. Harold is like fucking fighting this daemon and a Death Scout, and like as this one explodes, it like calls out something in Aklo, or in not even Aklo, in like maybe Sackfroth, that only Harold understands, and it's like, we're cut off or something like that. Turns and sees and just like starts to book it, like realizes, holy shit, no good. And the daemon is gonna stand and fight, but I'm not gonna make us roll through it. You guys just barrel it over, smash it into the fungus here, and you can hear in the background like the wall just like starting to swing at these creatures because they don't know what the hell just happened. These arms spring out. They do end their turns near it, going, getting ready, like probably attacking it, trying to get through, and it just grabs onto them. You can hear them struggling, and you can hear this like uproar behind the wall. What kind of health does this wall have?
75, and it's for a minute. Oh, 10 minutes.
You get the feeling that there is very little time before that thing is going to be cut through. It's got an AC of 10. It's and you just start running. Where do you guys go?
I think back to the lodge to head up.
Up the ladder, yeah.
Yep.
Rough. No. And they book it.
They book it up the ladder. And you don't see the demise of Raphael hidden away
Behind a fleshy wall.
behind a fleshy wall. As you're climbing the ladder, you hear the wall break. You see the horde running towards you. And at some point you hear the drums start to like ring again. And they, like, some of them are actually climbing the ladder, chasing you. You're hustling as fast as you can. And then they stop and retreat back down as if they're being called back. You make it to the top of the ladder and find yourselves in yet another more familiar fungal forest, just a stone's throw away from where fucking Tulok died, where you had a massive fight with a Goliath spider.
Suck it, Barn.
Yeah.
Give it a good old suck.
This encounter is absolutely bonkers, and I love it. But goddamn, that went off the rails. Like, if we hadn't gotten third partied, we had that. We had that clean.
Oh, easily.
Mm.
I am mad at my own hubris. I just thought that fucking Ruff was gonna stand and bang, and then like maybe get a couple rounds, and then we could hop in if things were bad. I did not see it going that fast.
Especially since it had an entourage. Like typically speaking, like Paizo encounter building is like there would be that guy and then like 2 of the tormentors or something like that. But the fact that he rolled up with 6 tormentors, I was like, oh, maybe he's not shit. Nope. They said
he is shit.
He was shit. He was tough shit.
Like, I thought for a minute that Nick would have been good to go up against him, and then seeing some of those rolls, I was like, nope, still would have fucking got killed.
Would have got. But yeah, I guess we're gonna make our way back to town.
I mean, we can help the defense now.
Yep.
Well, and the fucking lighthouse is going to go off soon.
Yep.
So we've got like a couple of things that we can do in town. Major one being defend it.
Yeah, that's a good start.
So, I mean, this has happened like 120 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
You're in the forest here. What's happening?
Lump is compartmentalizing. They really liked Ruff, but they also know that like now is not the time to break down. Now is not the time to feel. We will feel those feelings later. Maybe when we get back to town.
Harold is not doing that. If Lump is compartmentalizing, Harold is doing the opposite. He gets up there just like it's consuming him because he's known Ruff since Ruff was a pup. So Harold is fucking kicking down like the fungi around and just like fucking freaking out. It's, what in the hot hells was that? He just went so fast. I didn't think that was going to happen. And now he's gone down there dead with all of them.
I don't think that we should engage in heroics or honor at any point going forward. That is not who I am. And if that's who you are, then just realize that that's your fate.
Well, I didn't think it was honor. I just thought that he was going for the kill. And that I respect, but it just... We were up against something that we didn't even know.
Correct. And Lump will just start tearing the flesh on their arm and start binding wounds. Just getting lost in something that they do know, something that they've had drilled into them. Like, even in like horrible situations where people are screaming and dying around them, like this is their Zen state, their safe space, their, the thing they know how to do. And they'll just look over at Harold. Yeah, you knew the Shuni for a while, yes?
And Harold's kind of spitting on the ground and literally just like punching these huge fungus things and hacking at them. And he stops at the question without even looking over his shoulder at Lump. I've known that Shuni and his family for their whole lives. I've seen him grow, and now I've seen him fall. I did not think that this would happen today. As deadly as this place is, even I underestimated it and its inhabitants. I've fought so many things, and I've been so close to death. But I did not see this coming today.
Nick standing in the background, kind of, shaken from having seen somebody that he saw as a formidable fighter just fall pretty quickly in a fight he was willing to take himself. Just this is a lesson that we should have taken a long time ago. We're stronger together than fighting individually, fighting each other, or fighting on our own. We need to work together to save this town.
And Harold is just gripping the amulet in his hand, just rubbing the amulet as if it's giving him some sort of support, helping him in some way. You're right. You are right, Nick. We need to regroup.
Perhaps we should go back to town. Something's going to be meeting us there whether we like it or not. The people need to know what happened down here.
What do you say, Lump?
I think that it may be best. Lump's only concern with going back to town is if it is bad, we are severely, or at least Lump is depleted. Lump has no more heals. But I think Lump is also ready to just, crash out, as it were. Is upset enough to just, fuck it, let's go back to town. If the laser does go off, there will be something there that we can smash into the dirt and feel a little better about. And so they'll just take a moment to think it through. I think that we should get back to town as fast as we can and figure out where to go from there. But we will go back and we will find Ruff's body and see it properly interred. I don't need a former cleric of Pharasma coming back to haunt me. And Lump gives a small, weak smile.
Does Lump realize the full effect of the timeline here for themselves?
I don't think so.
Does Cam?
No.
You have very limited time before you become doomed by all the creatures down there you damaged and didn't kill.
Yeah. You can only go up to Doom 4.
At which point, if your dying value ceiling goes to 0, you instantly die.
Yep.
Devil's bargains, bitch.
Good thing Lump will literally never die.
So Lump hasn't
unpunished.
said it, and maybe Lump doesn't realize it, but they have 24 hours at best to go back down there and kill them all, or they themselves will die. Soul claimed by Barker.
Oh, I mean, they do figure out the contract tomorrow, too, so... From that natural 20.
Mm-hmm. So, actually, hold on. No, it's the next day.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
It recorded my calendar. We're still late night on the 22nd. It is on the 24th. You will realize it.
Gotcha.
So it's not quite 2 days, but it is more than one.
A day late and $1 short?
Yeah, you don't have enough time.
Oh my god. Is this secret checks you've been rolling behind?
No.
No, this is back
Oh.
when we first did it. That being said, because you wanted to have the information roll out over time, you wanted to do 4 days. I made sure I brought it down to 2 from your natural 20. We could say tomorrow. That's when you realize, after your next rest, that's when your study makes you realize that you have such limited time. There's still more to learn the next day after that if you survive. But we could go that route if you want.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's not looking good. In the meantime, you're returning to town, or are you going to restore somewhere here where it's safe?
Oh, I'm down to go to town. If the town needs help, it's probably better for us to be there even... Because, Nick never runs out of spear. So, worst case, I just trip everything around.
If Lump knows this and would like to take a rest on the way up, I don't think it would be hard to convince the others. We know the timeline of the laser going off, don't we? Or approximately? We probably
It's
have time.
supposed to be tomorrow.
Tomorrow, so
Well-
okay, by the time we wake up.
Gauntlet is capable of being reactivated as of tomorrow. Doesn't mean it's going off tomorrow. Its cooldown finishes tomorrow.
And what time is it right now?
It's about 9 o'clock at night.
Freeman lies
The day before?
and picks a time late in the day.
The calendar literally pops up every time we log into Foundry with a date
Yeah.
and time.
I know. I'm just being
Is
a
it daylight savings? Did you factor in daylight savings?
I do think that Lump would not just be like, oh yeah, let's go back into that whole. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they are just like, I'll just do the same thing and I'll just keep bursting them down with heal spells until they're all dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, the amount of people in this hole is honestly insane. There were over 30 fucking people in here,
It's
Yup.
the full.
and like, there's no way. I don't know. The encounter math in here is crazy. Like, I've been accused of being a scumbag GM, and this is just.
Yeah, this was my moment. This was my moment to be a scumbag GM. It really
That's
was.
fair.
But how do you waltz into that cavern, have guns a-blazing, have a massive fight, and not have the rest of the cavern hear it, and then them come in going, well, fuck you. This is our home,
Pretty fair point.
No, it's fair. It's just like how
You walked in trying to have a chat, maybe, or like wanting to see the leader. Like you went in and shot a fireball off. And
They
said,
don't have
"Fuck
fucking
these evil
lips. What are they
things."
going to talk about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think we just go back to town, try to find reinforcements, rest up. It just seems like the smart play.
Yeah, Lump can go straight to bed.
Yep.
No dessert.
No dessert for this.
And maybe sleep through the first couple hours of the combat.
Yeah. I'll wake up
That
when it's
full
time.
8.
I gotta get my beauty rest in. But yeah,
All right.
I got nothing else.
Okay, so you head straight back. Do you pass by the library?
Yeah, we'll tell Bandy and Ren.
No, I mean Augrail's library.
Oh, Auger's library. Sorry, there's so many libraries in this one place.
All 2 of them.
That's so many.
Sure. Because we're growing up.
Yep.
Okay. You head on up, and you get to the library level, and there is and the death guard comes at you while you're all in a weakened state. No. You make it to the library level, disheveled as all can be, probably completely just deflated, and you can see that the writhing void energy in the library has expanded to the point where it's nearly touching the walls in that round room. And
She's ready to blow.
yeah, and Augrail is just like, kind of reading a book and milling about, keeping an eye on the swirl, and he sees you and he says,
Oh, my friends. I've been keeping an eye on the growth since last you asked. I said it was slow before, incremental, but I swear I see it growing by the minute now. It's like it's swelling, like it's ready to burst. How fare you? Where's Ruff?
Fallen.
He's below. And we couldn't get him out.
No.
And it appears that Harold's having a pretty hard time with this. He's going between gripping his fists in rage, white knuckled, and then you catch just a single tear down his cheek, just against his dirty cheek. And because he's been in Otari his whole life. You know, in and out, but like he's a member of the town for a long time. He's an old man. So he's taking it rough.
As it were. Episode title.
Episode title is just a collar pull.
And
That's one steamy neck.
he kind of wipes the tear on his cheek with the back of his hand. We have to go back to town before something happens with that light growing like it is. We need to defend the other people of Otari because we just lost one.
I may have something to give you pause on that front. I discovered something in the blueprints of this place. The reason the Gauntlight is being powered up seems to be some sort of source amongst the footprint. And it's deep below, but only in part. The other part is just below here. Next to Volek's old chambers. You've told me the town will hold their own. You may want to rest here and do your part closer to the town than you think. Something is down there, and it will trigger the Gauntlight.
And Harold says, "Well, what is it, man?" and slaps Ogrill in the face.
Oh!
Tell us your secrets. Tell us your secrets, you abomination.
A tooth flies out because he's all rotting, and there's like weird stench of like tooth decay wafts into the room.
Okay. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
And he says,
Oh, thank you. I drifted off there. I needed that.
I never did that. Harold just says something along the lines of, "Tell us what you found, because we need to make a decision now."
I can't make the entire heads and tails of it. This place is powered by ancient, dark magic. Something of ages past. But there is something to this void energy that requires vitality to activate. I think there is something alive down there. That its life force is being used to create this necromancy, this void. I think it's essential to the firing.
Like that dwarf we found that one time.
Yeah.
exactly. Hero point.
Wow.
Character revived.
Cool. Thanks.
Spooky hero point.
Just keep it.
Just
keep it-
open up
keep
my
it-
character sheet and add it.
Keep it slotted somewhere. Yeah.
Heroic recovery?
Now's the time. Flashback down to the camp. What do you do with this information?
I think Lump is gonna just say, okay, then fuck it. We do just sleep here and go try to sort that out, because I mean, there's no way that, like, I guess there is a way, but it's not likely that they're just like somebody sitting there with the countdown just spamming a mouse click button to like shoot the laser the second, you know,
Yeah.
that it comes off cooldown. So like I would rather try to just nip that in the bud, as it were, nip that in the lump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't know evil people. They're spamming that mouse button. But I'm with
Thanks,
you.
ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, kill the thing. Not have to worry about the problem to begin with.
And maybe we'll make a new friend.
Probably lose at least one more.
Yeah. Not me, though. I'll live forever. Other people
Yay.
will pay for my mistakes.
Okay, so you're gonna rest here in the library.
We're resting here in the library. I'm going to re-prepare some other spells.
Dude, that last one was so clutch.
I had a lot of good stuff, but not enough.
You guys, you get yourself sorted in the library, probably feeling quite numb, thinking you were going to go back to town, see some familiar faces, deliver some bad news. There's some good and bad to this new revelation. It allows you to avoid and be proactive, but you're probably not really getting much, relief at the same time of trying to overcome personally what has just happened. And Lump, where in the library are you settling down, and what are you doing as you sort of get yourself ready to restore the powers you need?
I think Lump is just trying to find a quiet corner near the party. I don't think Lump is walking off alone at all. I think, they try to find a room where they can set up watches, just a single entry. Maybe like down here in this room.
Sure.
There's only one way in.
That's the office off of where the ghost was that Tulok dealt with the haunt.
It's called the Author's Hall.
Right,
There was
and
a
they
secret
were-
door that led to like a weird elevator room, which in turn leads to like the cavern that you fought the Gibbering Mouther and Glash went home. Okay. What about Nick?
Nick won't be super far off. I guess, where do we get some beds? He's basically just going to, let's say, in this bigger area with the tables.
Okay. And
he's
doing
just-
anything in particular, or just
Kind of just steeling himself against whatever the hell is about to happen. He's envisioning a million different fights in his head and kind of shadow spear dancing his way through all of them.
I love the image of Nick like just sitting down against like a bookshelf, spear up along his collarbone, and just like arms on knees, just looking down, just like picturing everything, all the eventualities.
Like an Olympic athlete that's just like going through the practice round in their head.
Yeah, just trying to get in the zone.
Harold goes into the room just north of the light, where I guess originally we found the plans for Duffy, that little office where Duffy's owner is laying on the floor as a skeletal corpse. And Harold just destroys this room. Like, hacks everything to pieces, breaks the table down to fucking splinters, just goes absolutely mental in there. Until, like, bloody knuckles, sweat pouring down his brow, just sees red. And then slumps down against the wall among the wreckage and nods off.
As you slump down, like Augrael just kind of like peeks around the corner into the room and just head bowed real low, just slowly closes the door to give you some privacy. And as we will pull away from these little moments in the library, and we'll take a look in Otari, where the anxieties are rising. There's some idea that the gauntlet could go off anytime. The preparations have been made, especially for the graveyard, to try and hold off an assault, especially if it happens there again. But they haven't left the rest of the town abandoned. And there's along the cliff on the outer side, there are several battlements and structures designed to protect the place. You can see guards milling about, long saddle in the streets, taking a heavy hand and directing the formations and the preparations. Gerald floating around doing whatever needs to back up his orders. And along the granary road, we hear the clip clop at a good solid pace of Narala, the centaur, returning to town with a delivery. As she stops along the road near the giant's wheel and looks up over the forest of the Fog Fen and towards the extremely obvious glowing light in the lighthouse of the Gauntlet. It was originally quite subtle, only caught by a keen eye, and at this point, it couldn't be more obvious. And returning home to that site, she steels herself, knowing that maybe she's going to be part of the fight, glad to be there, but scared for this town that has become her new home. And tearing her eyes away from the light, she turns towards the giant's wheel and sees a sturdy orc. Half-orc? Orc. Half-orc. Standing tall, broad, and staring at the same light, who tears his eyes away and sees Narala on the road. A beast of a man, although a bit elderly. He clenches his fist as if around weapons he once wielded. He eyes Narala and gives her a nod. In amongst the bustling of the town, the anxieties of the people there, life goes on. Life goes on. And somewhere in the market, amongst the people shutting down their stalls and people going home, buying different provisions, preparing to maybe lock themselves in for the night, we see a cloaked individual with a silver bird-shaped mask, staring over the horizon at the glow as well, trying to understand what it must have been like when it first went off, what it might be like when it does this time. And will it interfere with her mission here? And connecting to this thought, we see somewhere on the edge of the forest the faintest tiny glow of burning light. A little wisp of smoke as a cigarette is chafed against the side of a tree and tossed on the ground. And that the figure who does such a thing also turns towards the light. And finally, deep inside the abomination vaults, a little puppy stirs. And when his eyes flutter open, looming over him is the flowing, incorporeal gown of a horrible, horrible sorceress, staring down into his face. You have really caused some trouble for me, and I cannot tell when or where it started. But you're here now, and you will tell me everything. And that's what we're going to call it.
Oh my god. What even just happened?
It sounds like Freeman premeditated this murder.
Super chill and cool.
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.